Hey everyone, so I am finally back with another video. It is so good to see everyone again. First off, I'd like to apologize because so many people have been asking me to film this video, and I kept saying I was going to, and I had finally filmed it, but my light actually went out, so I wasn't able to film like this part of the video. So finally got my light fixed, finally got time to get to editing and filming, so it is up for you guys. So as you may know by the title, this is going to be how I set up my Bible notebook. So having a notebook like this is really what I believe has strengthened my Christian walk, because I can see my progress, I can see what I've learned, and I constantly go back and review my notes. It's not like I just take them just to take them. I take them so I can learn from them. So that is something I believe is so crucial. Another thing that is super crucial is indexes. Oh my goodness, I could give a whole lecture on how important indexes are. So in this journal, basically what I do is I take notes on just about anything and everything that I can get my hands on. So in order for me to keep all of that organized and really know where it's at in my head, I have to have it somewhere on paper. That's just how I work. I don't know why, but it's just what makes my life easier. So for me, indexing has been super helpful because I can just give something a title, write that down in my index, and whenever I need it again or want to reference it, want to go back and see what I learned, I can easily go find it in the index, flip to the page number, and boom, it's there. That's another thing, page numbers. So a lot of journals actually do come with page numbers nowadays, but some of them don't. So in the video, I will actually be numbering each and every page. Just kidding. I number a couple of each. I start off in my index numbering like every single page, and then after I get out of my index, then it's like every other page. So I just numbered the even numbers, and then later on, whenever I actually write on that page is whenever I'll write the odd number, if that makes sense. I hope so. Wow, but yes, this video was highly requested. I'm so happy to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So to get started off, I am going to be numbering all of my pages. Once I'm done with this, I am going to make the index. Index is pretty basic, just has the date, description, and the page number. And now moving on to the next page, which is one of my favorite pages of this notebook. It's a page about scriptures. So basically what I do is I make a section for each type of scripture that I would like to reference back to. So in this notebook, I have references to scriptures about guidance, protection, relationships, and other. As you can tell by the top of the page, this section is going to be books of the Bible. I am reading the entire Bible in the year with my church, so I am going to be keeping track of which books I have read and which ones I have yet to read. Now moving on to the main part of my book, I am going to be using washi tape as dividers. So you can see I'm cutting each strip, but I found that it was actually easier to just roll it on over and cut it at the very end. These sections are going to be used to separate my notes that I take during service, Bible studies, on any sermon I watch, or just taking notes as I read the Bible each day. This first section is actually going to be my Sunday service notes section. This section is specifically dedicated to Sundays for multiple reasons. One of the reasons is that my pastor will typically give a sermon that is a series, so it's so much easier for me to reference back to a previous Sunday in an only Sunday section than having to shuffle through all of the sermons I've ever heard. Section is one of my favorite sections because it is Bible studies. So This section and another section are very similar. However, for this Bible study section, I like to keep it strictly to group Bible studies. This is because I do group Bible studies twice a week. One is on Sunday and the other one is on Wednesdays. So it's so much easier for me to have a Bible study section than to just have Bible reading and Bible studies all grouped together. For those of my viewers who don't know what Bible studies are, I believe that Bible studies is a time that you come together with a group of people and talk about a scripture or a chapter in the Bible and really just closely interpret it. This next section is my video notes section, and it actually contains a lot of stuff. So during my free time, I really love to watch sermons or other Christian YouTubers give advice. So in this section, that's where all of those notes go. Also, I will actually put any live streaming in here as well. So for example, my church, shout out to KFT, will occasionally have Kingdom Talk on Instagram Live. So Kingdom Talk is basically like a live discussion. So my pastor and first lady will get on Instagram Live and they'll be answering questions that people have. So a lot of these times I will go ahead and just open up to my video notes and use that section to take notes on what they have to say online. This last section is probably my most used section. I try my best to use it every single day, and this is my Bible reading section. So for this section, it's different from Bible studies because it's independent. It's what I do on my own. This is a section that I use for my daily Bible reading. So basically, whenever I wake up, I love to just get a dose of the Word before going about my day. Even before I get ready and hop in the shower, I just pray over my Bible and I ask for the Lord to give me something that'll just uplift me for the day. And any scripture that He turns me to, whether it's a chapter or just 3 verses, I will go ahead and write down what I turn to and take notes on it and write down any revelation that I received from reading it. This section has been extremely helpful in my Christian walk because before coming to Christ, I didn't really know much of the Bible at all. And now I can actually go back and flip to all of the verses that I've had revelation about and use that whenever I'm praying or if somebody's needing guidance or seeking advice. I can just flip to this section and see which verse I personally had something minister to me and lead them to that. It's also where I find verses to put at the very beginning in the scripture section. Now, of course, I'm not perfect at this or not nearly as consistent as I would like to be, but I do try to at least write in here once a day. If I don't do that, once every other day, because I find I remember things a lot better whenever I write them down. So although I may read scripture daily, if I don't take notes on it, occasionally I'll even forget the verse I read for the day. Well, that is it, everybody. This is a final flip through of my Bible notebook. I hope you guys enjoyed and can take some of this and use it in your own daily lives. Well, that is it for my video. I believe I summed up everything pretty well in the voiceover. But of course, if you guys have any questions, my social media is down below. And I do check my social media platforms pretty often just because I do get a lot of questions about how I'm able to keep up with things, what products I use. So of course, if you have any questions at all or if you have my number, do text me and I will do my best to answer. This journal, like I had said, has been so important in my walk because it's not like I'm just writing things down or I'm just hearing them and it's left there. I do try to review my journal at least once a week, just so things that I've learned stick. They really stick and they have time to like marinate in my spirit. This is actually my second journal, so that's kind of another reason why it took me a bit to film this video. I had made another one, but it was pretty much full. So I didn't want to show you guys something I was going to make some changes to, because I knew that I was going to make some shifts and make it a little bit easier, neater. I think in my other journal I only have 3 sections, this one I have 4. But to all of my kingdom people out there, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I do really hope that this helps. Like I said, I found this to be very beneficial for me. And another thing is, you don't have to have an elaborate kind of thing. Like I love bullet journaling and journaling, so I have a bunch of tools, but you don't need anything but a pen and a paper. It's really more about the system than it is about the extra stuff. So as long as you have your notebooks organized, I feel like you just get better uses out of them. I also wanted to make the announcement that I am going to be selling printables. I am starting an organization folder. So essentially it's like a mini bullet journal. So you just have to have a folder or a binder and you can download my printables. It's a one-time download and you have it for forever. So the printables are selling for $5. You can go to my Etsy shop, which the link will be in the bio, and it'll also be on my Instagram page. Please stay tuned and definitely keep up with me for that. I think a lot of people see the bullet journal and they just get overwhelmed, but I think having this organizational folder or binder, whatever you're going to use for it, will be something you can have on the go and something easy instead of looking around a huge journal. I so far have my daily spread and weekly spread, but I will also be making habit trackers, meal plans, all sorts of spreads to put in the organizational folder. And then I'll also be doing a how-to video and show you guys exactly how to use them. So with that said, I just want to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this day in the making.